Let me get some volunteers. Positive focus. Think about this past week. Business, personal. What are you feeling good about today? What's on your mind? Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to? Is there something awesome that happened in your personal life that you just want to acknowledge? What do you got? Shital, talk to me.
Shout out to Steve. We call him like at 4:30, 5 o'clock to jump on a call at 6:30, and he's there for us. So thank you, Steve.
Oh, Steve. Give it up for Steve. Teamwork. On a Saturday too, right?
Yep. Mother's Day weekend as well.
Awesome. Good stuff, man. I love seeing the teamwork. What else do we got? Talk to me. Throw them out there. What are you feeling good about? Rob, what are you feeling good about, Rob? Come on, hype us up, bro. Don't be bashful over there, bro. What are we feeling good about?
Number 2 in the leaderboard.
I think probably the best thing I can speak was momentum, right? Momentum is big. So if you find yourself, in momentum mode, keep it going. I'm right now getting blessed by the guys for momentum. So recognize it, catch it, and then move it. Keep moving forward on it. So yeah,
let's go. Rob got some momentum. I love it. Got some momentum. What else we got? What are we feeling good about? Positive focus, shout outs. What do we got? Give me 2 more. Anybody? John, talk to me. John, let's go. Your home gym setup. Let's go. I love it. Shout out to the home gym. No excuses. All right. Cool, man. What do you got in there?
Have an all-in-one, not a Smith machine, but like a Smith machine. I actually bought it from Blanca's client who closed last week.
Mozart, yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's a bodybuilder. He had a lot of good equipment.
Yeah, hell of a deal.
Yeah.
It was expensive to move.
Okay.
So I have that. I have a weight bench now. Bought more weights yesterday, so should have enough weights for a while.
Yeah.
Like 280 pounds. I'm hoping I can make that last for a while. All right. Slam balls, wall balls, bell ropes.
All right.
Treadmill ropes.
You got enough to get some work done.
Yeah.
that's right.
Awesome.
Nice mat. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, that's good, man. Well, you know what they say, right? Health is wealth, man. So, I love it. Support it. If you're working out, staying in shape, I mean, we got to stay strong for these crazy deals, right? Good stuff. How about online? Who else? Those of you guys that are out there online, give me a positive focus or a shout out. Let's get one more. What are you feeling good about? Don't be shy. Matt, love the glasses, bro.
Thanks. I got them on sale. They're my favorite. I had a pair like these, but someone stole them out of my vehicle back in the day. So, things come first.
Had to run it back. What's your positive focus today, Matt? What are you feeling good about, or who do you want to shout out?
Positive focus. I think we just had the positive focus needs to be ourselves, man. We got to stay positive for everybody that we're around, So, I'll shout out Mark. He helped me, overlooked an offer I wrote yesterday for a client.
Let's go.
Teamed up a little bit.
Offer out. Let's go. Good job, Mark. Good job, Matt. Good stuff, guys. Let's kick it off. We're going to go into some of our normal housekeeping stuff. We got a couple guests in the house. Actually, we're going to turn to you guys really quick. If you want to give us the 10-second introduction, no pressure. You're not on the spot. Just tell us who you are and what you're hoping to gain out of today's session.
My name is Sharon, and I've been an agent since 2014 and always had a full-time job doing 1 or 2 deals per year. And this year, I just want to change everything and just come full-time.
Let's go.
So
Awesome.
reach out to you guys. Thank you for talking to me, Enrique, and I'm here.
Let's go. Let's give it up. Come on. Awesome. Leo, talk to me real quick.
My name is Leo. I'm excited to be here. I'm transitioning from my 9 to 5. I'm over it. I met Robert at my 9 to 5 actually. So thank you, Robert. I'm excited to be here. If you guys notice that I'm doing anything wrong or have any suggestions, feel free to criticize me. I'm open for feedback.
Let's go. Awesome. Let's go. Let's go. You speak a couple languages, right? I remember when I talked to you. What languages do you speak? Spanish and Italian. All right. Let's go. That's a cool combo right there. Good stuff, guys. Well, welcome to our guests. Anybody else want to reintroduce themselves? Anybody? Give you the opportunity? No? All right. Not today. We're feeling shy today. I don't know. What's up? What's up? We're in the zone right now. We're focused. Matt, Matt, real quick, what do you got? What do you got? It's like,
Hey, so for everybody I don't know, my name is Matthew Luttrell. I've been on the team since August. This is the best team in the Bay.
let's go. All right. I love the energy. Let's go. Let's go, Matt. I love it, man. I love it. That's Matt, guys. If you need something, Matt's a team player. Hit him up. Let's go over our numbers, guys, just where we're at as a team. We're just shy of hitting 50 million closing pending for the year. 33 closed, 12 pending. And we got about 12 listings right now that we're working on, 4 that are active, 8 that are coming soon. So definitely got a pipeline. And I know a lot of you guys are busy out there talking to people. There's probably a couple that aren't hearing the numbers yet. But we're definitely pushing the pace, guys. Momentum is building up. We just got to keep pushing, right? So far for the month, we got 4 listings signed, 3 deals that are pending. And so I'm hoping we can crack like the 15 to 20 deals for this month. We still got over half a month left. So with all the stuff that we have out there and stuff on the market, we should be able to get close to that number. Any feedback, guys? What are you guys feeling in the market? Let me maybe ask you guys a question. What do you guys feel like? How would you describe the market right now? If someone, Matt, talk to me.
I'd say the market is definitely competitive for homes that are priced right. So you definitely need to educate your buyers, your clients that they need to be prepared. They need to have proof of funds. They need to have that pre-approval letter. They need to be ready to go, when they find that home that they want to make a move on.
Yeah, 100%. Anybody else? What's your take on the market right now? If someone asks you, how's the market? What's your take on it?
Inventory's good. Homes to choose from, depending on the area competitiveness, but it's busy.
It's busy.
It's busy.
It's
Yeah.
busy.
Open homes are busy. I feel like more buyers are getting back into the market. Steve and I picked up a buyer that we were working with about a year ago and messaged us, he's ready to go back in.
He's ready to go.
Yeah,
Okay.
so a few of those, so buyers are now ready to transact, I feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the opportunity's out there, right? Is what I'm hearing, right? Opportunity's out there, but you definitely have to educate your clients, right? To make the right moves. Like I met with 2 sellers recently. On the seller side, I mean, I see a lot of sellers are shopping around right now, right? I've told you guys like, hey, I got two listing appointments that found me on AI, sellers that found me on AI. Both of them are shopping with multiple agents, right? So it's cool that people are hitting me up, like they found me online, but they're probably hitting up other agents as well, so then commission becomes a factor, So I think if you're talking to sellers right now, don't assume that you're the only one they're talking to, right? And when they're talking to multiple agents, they're going to try to negotiate, right? For services, for commission and stuff like that. And you got to just decide, right? Where do I make my move, right? What am I willing to work for the value that I'm bringing to the table? That's my perspective on the seller side. And then the other thing too, I would say just from seeing the market is you got to just be transparent with the sellers, right? Like if it's going to take longer to sell the home, it's better that you tell them that and they decide to work with you or not, versus you take something on and then now they're upset, because it's not moving like they thought, So I think setting expectations is really, really important. Don't just tell people what they want to hear. Tell them what they need to hear. I had a agent from EXP from Iowa call me this morning, and he wants to refer over a seller for a duplex actually down the street up. And that's the same thing. He was just trying to fill me out. He's like, I want to make sure it's my cousin. I want to make sure I give them to someone that's going to take care of them, And the first thing that I said is like, hey, look, I'm not here to tell them what they want to hear. I'm going to tell them what they need to hear. And I'll be very realistic on what it's going to take to get their home sold and what they can expect from the market, even if that means it's going to take a little bit longer. And so he's like, no, I appreciate that. He says, I don't want just people just telling me just what they want to hear just to get the listing, But I'm seeing that, guys. Anything else? Any other perspective you guys are seeing on the market? How about open houses? Steve, talk to me.
I think one of the biggest things that I see based on all the information I've been reading and stuff is that clients are getting scared because of all the bad publicity the news is putting.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to really, really educate your clients. So what that means is you have to educate yourself. So make sure you're really reading into what is going on in the market, especially your market if you're targeting a specific area, and know more about it, because clients really want that. They want to know more about what is going on in my market, because every market is different all across the country, right? So make sure you guys really dive deep into that. Get as much information as you can to really help anyone that's either buying or selling to know what is coming up.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the biggest problem, is that people are scared. They're scared of what's being said. They're scared of what's out there, and they see it. I mean, we see the gas prices. We're not blind to this,
Yeah.
you know? So if you don't attack that, they're gonna continue to be on the fence.
Yeah.
So you got to really show them what's going on and why would be a good time to buy it or sell right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it goes into the second part, guys, of leveraging your lenders, right? We talked about this a lot, but with ZHL, with Alliance Lending, you guys have enough lenders where you can get this information to your buyers immediately, right? Even yourself, right? If they're looking to sell, they want to make their next move. But I think, Robert was making a point today. He wanted to make sure that his lender was on his appointment with them today. There's no lag time. He goes, Jason, I want to make sure they know the numbers so that we show property, we can go ahead and make a move on it immediately.
Yeah.
Right? So I think, as agents, you guys have to leverage those relationships.
Yeah.
Right? The relationships you have with CHL, with the lending, your in-house lending, and give the clients clarity. And I would recommend you stay in your lane as a real estate agent, and you have that other voice of that loan officer to kind of help guide them to that next step.
Yeah. And think about I like the point that Steve brings up, is that clients are scared, right? And sometimes clients won't tell you that. Right. So if you already know, the nature of the market is just kind of, it's up and down. Some clients are scared and stuff like that. You got to get in front of that. Right. Which means you have to bring that stuff up. Right. Don't wait until your client brings up a concern. Ask them straight up. Hey, do you guys have any concerns right now or any fears when you're buying or selling? Right. Let's walk through that, or, hey, look here's what I'm seeing from my other clients. I wanted to make sure you understand, this before you take this journey. Right. And you got to decide, who are you going to be? Right? Are you going to be the person that is on top of everything, in front of everything, or are you just going to be following everybody else? Right? The ones who take a stance of talking about stuff, educating themselves, like Steve says, those are the leaders, right? People need leaders. They don't just need order takers, right? And so a lot of that's in your control.
Just to touch on that, part of when we get coached, one of the biggest things is be proactive, not reactive.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. That's the biggest thing in what we do in this business, is if you're going to react to what's going on, you're behind the game already.
Yeah.
Get in front of it, like Enrique is saying, get in front of it, get educated, be that educator. Don't let that market catch you.
Yeah.
You mind if I said something?
Yeah.
I've been on Zillowflex for a long time. So one of the realizations that I came up on Zillowflex is that there's two things. One is the speed is on these leads. We have a database of 50,000. Tell me, I don't know, a shit ton of them, right?
Yeah.
But what happens, guys, is that those leads at one point were warm and hot, right? And the longer that you let them sit, now we're playing the catch-up game, is where we're trying to go back and follow up. And what I've been noticing is that these leads are the hottest when they first come in. So that's the part where we really got to double down. Like, for that conversation that me and Jason had, is the only reason I'm bringing Jason in is to cut that time. Right now, ZHL is having a hard time trying to reach that client, right? So I can just sit back and then wait for ZHL to come through, or I can just throw Jason on that lead, because I'm trying to show property this weekend already, right? Lead comes in, that's a speed to lead. So that's one thing. And I think the second thing, guys, is that I've also come to realization is what Kiki was said a little bit earlier today, is that our job is being we're consultants, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, we're salesmen, but I like to come from a consultant point of view. And what I've noticed about that is our job is to put facts in front of them. It's their job to make the decision in regards to if it's going to make sense or not. And one of the realizations that I came up with is that quantity, the amount of leads that have to come in, is a must.
Yeah.
So some of these leads, don't treat them as a one-on-one, right? Not one lead comes in, it doesn't turn out to be an output. So if you know those numbers, live by those numbers, right? For every, Kika said it, for every 10 leads that come in, one of them should be a deal. Is that what you said? Kika?
Yeah.
So, understand that game and then play that game and understand that the number one is just right around the corner, right? But you still need to perform for each one of those leads.
Yeah.
So treat them like that.
Good stuff, guys. Good feedback. It's important, right? Because we're all out there talking to people. So you have to know like how to lead people. You know what I mean? If not, you're not going to hit the numbers that you want to hit. You know what I mean? You're going to be behind. And then in a little bit, I want to bring up a couple of our top producers and just have like a little impromptu panel just to see what they're doing. Let's run through a couple more things first, and then we'll get to that part of it. Our numbers. Who's tracked their numbers so far? I did a test to see who's on top of it. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people track their numbers. Let's take a moment right now to track our numbers, guys. And we all have the link in Slack. I shared it this morning. The other thing too, what I would love to see from everybody is just us tracking our numbers without being reminded, right? Remember, part of this meeting, for you to get the most value out of the meeting, is for you to participate in the meeting and have that on your mind. Like, hey, when I show up on Tuesday, I'm going to be expected to report my numbers for the last week, because I know that that's part of my business plan. It's part of my business plan to stay on top of the targets that I got to hit. And there's some people that just track them automatically, and some people need to be reminded, like it's an afterthought, right? So I would encourage you guys to really take that part serious, right? Take it serious. Like, look at your numbers, analyze your numbers. When you're tracking them, don't just throw them on there and then just move to the next screen. Like, really look at it. What happened this week? How did I show up? Did I hit my numbers? Was I on point? Was I not on point? What could I have adjusted? Because remember, guys, the time's gonna fly. Like, we're already in May, right? We're almost halfway through the year, and yeah, we're going to push as leaders. We're going to push you guys, and we're going to remind you guys. But if you really want to win in this business, like, this needs to be a game that you guys play automatically, right? So I do just want to encourage you guys. I'm going to keep reminding you, but I would love to just pull up the sheet and everyone's already tracked their numbers, right? That tells me like who's taking this business serious. Right?
And the good thing is, we're doing this right before you guys' accountability meeting.
Yeah.
Right? So that's good practice. Once you're done with accountability meeting, complete.
Yeah. And for some of you guys just getting started in the journey, guys, I mean, this is the tracking of the numbers and all that. It's not the sexy part of the business, but it is the part that moves the needle forward, right? Constantly pushing, constantly trying to hit your targets. Numbers are coming through. 1, 2, 12 people so far. Okay, we got like half the group. I will give it like another couple seconds. We should have most of the people on here. I got about 16, and there should be about 25 people who could track.
We're waiting for you.
Yeah. If you haven't tracked your numbers yet, guys, we're waiting for you before we could continue the meeting. You know what's funny is my son had his last baseball game, and after the game, like they have 2 more games left for the season, and then they have like their playoffs or whatever, or postseason or whatever. And at the end of this last game, the coach kind of went in on the kids, like because this last game it seemed like not everybody was putting a lot of effort. Some kids did. My son did really well, but there were some kids that normally would push and they weren't pushing, right? So the coach was just like, dude, we got 2 more games left. Like, is this how you want to go into the 2 games? Like he kind of went in on the kids a little bit. And then after he texted our group, he's like, do you guys think I was too hard on the kids? Right. And I was like, no, like, I don't think you're too hard on the kids, right? Like maybe it doesn't have to go that long because their attention span, right? They're only like 10-year-olds, right? Yeah, an hour speech after the game, right? I go, but there's nothing wrong with pushing the kids. You know what I mean? Like, you got to push people to their full potential. You know what I mean? If you're in a leadership position, I mean, that's the highest form of love is holding people accountable, right? Like, do you guys have anybody in your life, like a personal person that, you know, if you talk to them, they're going to tell you like it is? They're not just going to tell you what they want to hear, right? Or does everybody just tell you what you want to hear? Yeah, you're right, Shri. Yeah, you're right. She's wrong. Yeah, right. But if you don't have that person, I encourage you to find that person, right? The people that are going to tell you like it is, because those are the people who really love you and really care about you. The people who, like, if they see you messing up, hey, like, what's up, right? That's how you know you got supporters, right? And it's not the easiest conversations, but the people that push you guys are the ones who really want to see you succeed. And I relate that back to this and to my son's game. It's like pushing people is okay, right? Like it's okay to push people if you know they have a goal. They're trying to get somewhere, right? So that's where I'm coming from. I need to be pushed too, guys. If I'm pushing you guys, who's pushing me? Don't worry, it's Jason. Me and Jason push each other. All right, let's look at the numbers now, guys. My favorite part of the meeting. I will tell you guys, any other brokerage that you go to, they're not going to hold you accountable to your numbers. That's just not the way it works, right? I talk to agents all the time and they're like, yeah, they just go over stats and like who sold the home and stuff like that. But no one doesn't feel like they care about me and if like I'm hitting my goals, right? So this is what we're here to switch up. Jesse, I'm going to change yours just to a 34. But I'm going to keep this part short, just run through these. But I want to shout out people who just got after it, right? If you look at calls, guys, this past week. Can you guys see my screen online? Yeah, I can. Calls this past week, right? In the top few there, Rob, 257. Patricia, 120 calls this past week. Shatal, 75. I mean, you guys can see the numbers from there and how they go down. So those of you guys that got after it this past week, great job making the calls. Appointments set. Let's look at these, filter these out. Jesse, 12 appointments. Matt, 8. Shri, 6. Mark, 6. Rob, 4. Georgia, 4. John, 4. Blanca, 3. Steve, 3. Solid job by you guys who are getting after it, setting appointments. Appointments met. We got some, 10, 6, 6, 4, 3, 3, 3. Really, really solid job on appointments met, guys. Those of you guys who got after it on open houses, a few of you guys I'm sorry, not open houses. Buyers or listings signed. Shri with 3, Matt 2, Mark 1, a few 1s there. Solid job. Who worked open houses this past weekend? John Shatal got after it on some open houses. Trainings attended. See a bunch of 3s, a bunch of 2s, a bunch of 1s. Who's promoting themselves on social media, guys? Matt, 10 posts on social media. Shelly, 7. I see some 6s, some 6s, some 3s, some 2s, some 2s. And then buyers or listings under contract. Rob with 2. Solid job, bro. Good job this past week. Shelly, 1. Blanca, 1. Hayden, you got something in contract too?
Yeah, we're looking like it, but on the fence, almost there.
Okay. Getting close, getting close. All right. Good stuff. John as well, Georgia as well. That's you guys got something in contract, you and Rob, all right? Good stuff. How come no one's saying anything? How come no one's putting these in Slack or anything? You guys being shy? You guys being humble over here? Guys, if you guys are winning and you're getting stuff in contract, like throw that shit in Slack. I'm telling you, right? You got to realize like what that does to the momentum of the team. When other people see people winning, what does that automatically tell them in their head? Get to work, right? Or it's possible, right? Like if you're not winning, but there's other people winning around you, it's like, hey, I just got to keep going. I just got to keep doing, keep my foot on the gas, right? So remember, we're not secret agents, guys, right? Tell people about your wins. Post your wins on social media. That's going to attract more wins, right? And so do not be shy, guys. Like, it's okay if it falls out of contract, whatever, right? But post it, right? If it's on the fence, I don't care. Post it, guys. Get credit for your work, right? We work really hard. And so I want us to remind us like this. We want this culture of a winning atmosphere, right? Where people are winning, people are shouting each other out, people aren't afraid to brag in a productive way. But post those wins, guys. Solid job by everybody. And the question I want to ask you guys is if your numbers weren't there in any of these departments or just overall, what do you need to change this week? That's the question I want to ask you, right? Who would like to put themselves out there? Like, I got to change this week so that my numbers are better on the next one. Steve.
I gotta make calls.
I got to make calls.
Bottom line.
Bottom line. All right. Who else? What do you got to do for your numbers to improve by next week? Jesse. Follow up more on follow-up boss, right? Anybody else? Is there anybody else who needs to make a change or make a shift or notices something? Now that the numbers are there on the board, you notice like, hey, I got to improve in this area, right? No one?
For me, it's the same.
What?
Follow up boss and make more calls.
Follow up boss, make more calls. Luis.
Not let my license expire.
Not let your license expire. Yes, you need a license, right?
Yeah.
Guys, there's no right or wrong answer, right? I mean, that's the thing. You know, some weeks are going to be up, some weeks are going to be down. But the thing is, you need to have clarity on where you stand, right? If you don't know what the score is on the scoreboard, how do you make the adjustments, right? You know, when they play the Super Bowl and halftime, they look at the first 2 quarters and they say, hey, how are we going to adjust so we can finish strong in the next 2 quarters, right? For us, it's the same thing. We're in quarter 2, right, of the year. How are we going to adjust right now so that the next 2 quarters are even better, right? You know, maybe you're already doing great. I got to just continue to stay on that and do what I'm doing. Maybe you're like, hey, I got to shift gears. I got to step up to a different level, right? And that's on you. You know what I mean? So I want you to use this time to like really just self-reflect, and you know what you got to do, right? Raise your hand if you know what you got to do. Patricia, do you know what you got to do? Okay. Raise your hand if you don't know what you got to do. Like you want to win, but you're just not sure what you got to do. Sharon. All right. You're here. You're already doing what you got to do. You show up to the right place. All right. Activity and skills, right? Activity and skills. How much activity are you putting out, right? On your daily prospecting, your calls, your follow-ups, your open houses, whatever you're doing, and skills. How good are you when you're in front of a client, right? If I had to summarize it in those 2 points, it's how active are you? How good are you, right? When you're in front of a client. Some people are really active, but they're not that good yet because they're still refining their skills. Vice versa. Some people are really skilled, but they're just not that active, right? It's like, all right, we got to light the fire, you know? So, or it's a combination of those 2, but we'll talk more, Sharon, and after the meeting. Okay. I want to finish off. Actually, let me see. Mortgages. We got anything on mortgages that we want to bring up right now? Is there anything new or anything that we got to be aware of for the mortgage minute?
Go ahead.
Rates are going back up again. So keep that in mind. So buy downs. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to put that out there. But yeah, the market's turned a little bit to the bad side.
Okay.
But you know what? It's been a roller coaster all year.
Yeah.
So just keep in mind, don't focus on the rate, focus on the payment. Make sure whatever you can do to get us involved to help you guys sell the deal and get them a better payment, utilize us.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, the buy downs work, but if you're not putting it out there and you're not helping the clients understand it, they won't understand how to structure the deal in order to get it win.
Yeah. Is there anybody that's afraid of the rates going up? Like when you hear rates are a little higher, is there anybody that does, do you guys get nervous? Anybody get nervous about that?
Just turn it around. Just turn it around on what's their comfortable payment. And
Yeah.
sometimes once they realize that, the rate's not even a factor. It's more what they can afford.
Exactly. I think, yeah, on the mortgage side, right now, it's just get them with a loan officer as soon as you can, right? I mean, again, with ZHL, with the team you have here, get them that clarity so then you can move them to the next step.
Yeah.
And then again, what I like about it, guys, that you guys have the lenders is that you protect your time, right? You're not showing buyers that are not qualified. You're not showing clients that are not realistic, right? We're looking for clients that are realistic, that are motivated, and are qualified.
Yeah.
And if they don't check those boxes, then you get to move on, right? Especially since we have so many leads. Don't waste your time with someone that doesn't want to, that wants a $2,000 or $4,000 payment on a $1.5 million house, right? Because we get those clients in, but let's get them, I don't want to say get them out, but let's move them to a bucket where there's key to work on their financing before I'm going to start showing them property, right? And again, you may want to give them a test drive so you can get them excited where maybe they can, we can get creative and add a non-occupant co-borrower. We can find out more money or find more, find down payment for them, but give them that clarity so then you as an agent, you're not sitting there thinking this is a deal when it's really not.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that protects your time so you don't get burnt out. You don't get stressed out. You don't think real estate doesn't work. It's not we just got to find the right buyers and right sellers.
Yeah.
I want to add to what Jason's saying is don't be afraid to let your client know that you need them to talk to the lender first.
Yeah.
David and I have a customer who is kind of been on different scenarios, and he calls me and he says, Blanca, they're going to increase my rent. And I just want to see if I stretch it a little more, maybe I could get into that condo that we were talking about. He says, let's go tour it. So I pushed him. I said, before we go tour, I want you to talk to that agent.
Yeah.
Get in touch with him, run the numbers, run the scenario. After that, call me. That's exactly what we did. We're probably going to write today or tomorrow.
Good.
So don't be afraid to push the client, reassure them, have them sit with the lender, use our resources. Our lenders are always available. Steve, David, Jason, anytime you have a question, just send them a text and they'll get involved. They'll jump on it. And I think that's more value and power to the client. Now they're making that decision of not renewing their lease and moving forward with the purchase.
And it's a quick call, guys.
Yeah.
It's not a big Zoom presentation. I can spend 5 minutes with your client and I can run some numbers without them even filling out an application.
Yeah.
I can give them a baseline of where they're going to be at so that they can decide whether they want to participate by filling out the application and uploading their documents and get pre-approved.
Yeah.
5 minutes. That's all we need.
There's a saying called "Those who prospect don't have to tolerate." Right, so I want to go back to the controllables of what we do as an agent. Right, it's great to hear this high level stuff. It's great to hear what the interest rates are at. Right, but that's not within our control.
No.
So I want us to, as agents, understand what we can control. Okay, that if I were to give you 10 buyers, right, put yourself in a position where you can have those 10 buyers, right? Because then at that point you get to pick and choose. Patricia and I were talking about it, right? If you were to put if you're single and you put yourself in a room of 10 people, you now have the choice of who you want to be with, right? You start to filter them out more better, right? The same thing happens with sales. Is that if you're only dealing with one client, you're going to deal with all this BS that comes with it, right? But if you're able to prospect and get yourself 10, 15, 20 clients where you're able not to scrub it, you now have a choice. So I would rather us focus not on the interest rates, because I really don't give a shit about the interest rate. I don't care about the housing market. I don't care about the inventory. What I care about is, can I fill up enough people and can I be in a room where I can now start filtering out this amount of people, the people that do actually want to qualify and actually want to do business with myself.
Yeah.
Shit, that's a lot of coffee.
Good stuff. I love it. I love the enthusiasm, guys. But the takeaway, guys, is when you have multiple clients you're working with, then you're in a position where you can tolerate certain things, right? If the client doesn't want to do what it takes after repeatedly coaching them and advising them, that may not be the client for you, right? You know, but if that's the only client you have because you haven't been prospecting, you haven't been putting yourself out there, you haven't been working the leads or open houses, then now you're kind of stuck, right?
I mean, especially with utilities, guys. I mean, listen, we all have some of the top producers, you know, have standards when it comes to utilities, right?
Yeah,
So, you know, but you put yourself in a position to be in that, you know.
exactly.
So just remember that. Control the controllable. The controllable is prospect and find new buyers.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. So for the last minutes of the meeting, guys, I want to do an impromptu kind of top agent panel. And so I wanted to we have a couple of the agents that are leading the leaderboard basically for the year. So I got John, I got Blanca, I got Shri. Shri doesn't know, but I'm going to call him, and Steve, right? So I wanted to call those 4 up here. And, you know, these guys are the ones that are leading the sales guys on our whole team. These guys are consistently getting stuff in contract. They're leading the leaderboard, right? In a market that's fluctuating up and down. But they're doing a lot of things right, which is causing them to have success, right? So I thought it'd be a good idea to bring them up here and ask them some questions so you can get a little bit of insight on how they run their day, what are some of the things, their mindset, stuff like that. And hopefully you guys can take away some nuggets and put those into action. Sound good? Nothing too crazy. So let's get you guys to come up here. We'll grab some seats. Don't be shy. Don't worry. These are easy questions you already know the answer to.
I'm going to plug you real quick, right?
You're good. You're good. All right. All right. Thanks, Shri. Thanks for volunteering.
Volunteering. Let me get you a chair. Steve.
Okay. Oh, okay, good. All right, here we go. Let's see. All right. So guys, if you're not paying attention, now's the time to pay attention. These guys right here are leading the pack, right? These 4 are leading the pack, right? Steve works on the finance side. 3 great, awesome agents. I mean, these guys are on track to close 15, 20 plus deals, right? If they continue, and Steve probably more, right, with the loans. But I think it's important to see, like, if something's working, like, let's find out what's working from them, right? Or maybe there's a couple little takeaways that you can implement to your business. So I have a few questions, guys, nothing too crazy. Just answer them truthfully, and we'll kind of just go down the line. First thing, just to warm up, what are you guys noticing right now about this market compared to like last year's market, right? What's different that you're noticing, and how have you adjusted, right? Who wants to take that question?
I can go.
Yeah.
I think, first of all, there's a lot of inventory compared to the last year. If I look at my client standpoint, so they get to choose. But again, we are really competing in Mountain View, Sunnyvale, and Santa Clara just because of there is so much inventory. First, like how we discussed in the meeting, we need to educate them. The listing price is not the price what they're gonna get because of you already educate them, you met them with the lenders. They already has to be pre-approved and they know what's their monthly payments with taxes and everything. And we need to educate them how to move them fast. That's what I learned last year, and I made them ready to this year's summer and spring market already. And I'm not asking them to wait till summer because there are very good houses right now where they are looking at. I'm moving them fast. Like, hey, this property is coming next week to the market. Let's start preparing right now. If you want to talk to the lender, get to know your numbers, let's put a strong offer. So the inventory is there. I'm moving them fast. That's what it's working for me.
So it sounds like educating the clients and really setting the expectations, right?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to like list price.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of people are fooled about a list price. right?
Yes.
Anybody else who wants to take this one? How's this year different from last year, and how have you adjusted?
Well, last year I was brand new here, so I mean, the market, there's obviously more inventory, there's more competition now. I don't know if you said this last week or I read it somewhere, but instead of saying what the list price is, you tell them it's the starting price. Especially on the homes that are listed, you know, on the lower end of comps, because they want to bidding more. But if you approach your clients where this is the starting price, they're not going to think, oh, I can come in 50,000 low.
Correct.
You know, with 7 other offers and think they have a shot, because all you're doing is wasting your time.
Is there anything else about the market? Not maybe just the market in general, but maybe anything about how you need to show up as an agent?
Or what have you done differently?
Yeah, what you have done differently, like this year, that's allowing you to have success compared to last. Like John, you were brand new, right? So what's different? Now you're on momentum.
I'm
What's different?
a lot more prepared for showings, going off, you know, Blanca's training, you know, and what you and I talk about in our one-on-ones. Not that I was just opening doors before, but I'm a lot more prepared going into with comps and neighborhood, not demographics, but, you know, just the areas of town that, you know, people want to know about if they're moving to a different part of town. I am using a lot of AI to kind of generate stuff to be able to hand out. Sounds a lot better than I do.
Yeah, excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
So just a lot more prepared when you're going out there to meet clients.
You have to be a lot more prepared. You have to have the knowledge of the neighborhood. You have to know what the competition is. You have to educate the client on why the home is listed the way it is. Pricing strategy, what is that? Why is it priced so low and there's this other home that's a lot higher? Well, that one's a lot more true to the market. It's just knowing and providing value to your clients, not just showing up. Anybody could show up and open the door, but you have to have knowledge of the neighborhood, knowledge of the area. Also do a little research, connect with the agent. The basic questions that they ask is, why is the seller selling? They want to know, why is the seller moving out of this wonderful neighborhood? What's going on? Just have all that knowledge already there when you're talking to the client and just walking them through the property. Yeah.
Are you guys asking that up front? Like when you guys are previewing property, like, hey, why is the seller selling?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So already just going into it.
Already going into it, you know, even if it's just on the market, connect with the agent, because if your client falls in love with it, you already established somewhat of a rapport with the listing agent.
Got it.
Yeah.
And that's information that they're not going to see online.
No.
That intimate knowledge.
Yeah.
you get, right?
And if you know the agent, share that with them. Let them know, hey, I've worked with this agent before. If this is something you really like, we're going to get the insight. We're going to know where we need to be, how many offers we're competing with.
It's good.
Yeah.
Good. Steve, how about you? What have you noticed last year's market compared to this year's? How have you adjusted, or what are some of the things that you're doing to have success?
I think from the finance side, is just really, like Blanca said, being more able to strategize. Really dive into the numbers and help educate the client on what it's going to take to purchase. Because it's one thing to just give them a rate and payment. It's another to actually show them the difference between going up 20,000 versus going below 20,000 of what that's going to do. A lot of times clients think, you know, if I go 20,000, my payment's going to change dramatically, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
Especially if you're working on trying to even get a better rate at that point. So, you know, that's some of the things that I've done differently, is really focus on giving them different ways of how to present an offer and put them in a good position moving forward. Because you can always change your rate, you can't change the price of a home.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest things that I learned, especially from last year to this year. The other thing is, what are the benefits when rates are high? That's one of the things that I teach my clients. The reason, when the rates are high, guess what? You're going to get a better price on a home.
Yeah.
That's just less competition. You know, the minutes the rate drop, guess what? More people come into the market. And what's that do? That increases the price. But they got to know this. You got to show them the numbers. See, back in this year, this is what happened. Look at this number. Back now, this is what we're looking at.
Showing them the history too.
Just showing them history.
So where the rates were, this is what the prices did.
Yes, because if you, like I said, if you're not giving them information that is good for them to understand, they're not going to understand the market. They're just going to keep hearing all the negativity, this and that, rates are low, rates are high, and they're not going to understand what to do.
Yeah, what it needs for that. Good stuff. Love it. Okay, next question, guys. Let's see. How many conversations are you having a week with potential clients? What does your daily prospecting routine look like? What would you say on a given week? Like, how active are you with talking to people, prospecting wise, or meeting with people? What's, appointments maybe? Right? What's a typical week for you?
Busy. Let me see if I could tackle that one. Just putting it into numbers perspective. I'm usually here early morning. I like to be in the office early morning. I like to really just, slam my morning with follow-ups, calls, prospecting, cleaning my thumb. That's my goal. And then, of course, touching my sphere. A lot of my business is now sphere, referral, repeat business. So for me, just nurturing that is very important. So every morning, that's like my goal, is to just really touch base. So I would say throughout the day, multiple conversations with the same client. It could be, and new clients as well as trying to establish new appointments and new meetings. So if I put it into a number perspective, I don't know, a day, maybe like 10, 15 conversations.
Okay.
Yeah.
10 to 15 conversations.
Yeah,
Right? Actual,
conversations.
You're on the phone,
Yes.
a thorough conversation.
Yeah, if
Okay.
not more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's important, right? That's different from like how many calls did you make, right? You can make 50, 100 calls, but how many people did you talk to and actually talk about real estate?
Right.
So if you're having 10 to 15 conversations, that's a lot of conversations.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which you're slowly moving them forward to the next step. Okay. Who else wants to take that up?
For me, it's like morning I tried, but my call session never worked. So I time block to do the different stuff, like start sending the homes to see, especially like for I have 15 clients. From 9 o'clock, I want to time block. Okay, these 15 people are looking in these neighborhoods. What came, what sold, how much it sold, let's send the data. And these are coming, prepare them for the market. That's what I'm doing now in the mornings. Then following that, again, booking some appointments for the evening for the showings.
Yeah.
If there are no showings for me, my good call acceptance rates are from 4 to 7 p.m. So now either showings or my calls, that's my prospecting time. 4 to 7, I get like, if I make 10 calls, 8 people will answer. So I realized that, and now I do that, like 4 to 7, most of the time they're back from the work, or like they're back from people are like, they don't have much to do at that time. They're done with their office work and all. I do the prospecting, or like even we used to do the late call sessions. We used to do more call conversions at that time. So are showing the homes. That's working for me. And I make sure that once you speak to a client, you end up that conversation that has to lead to a next appointment, or some update has to go back to the client. Like if he's looking at the homes in specific zip codes or neighborhoods, I make sure to go to the Ylopo and put the homes and share that homes with him. And I make sure to put something in the follow-up that, hey, I have shared few homes. Does anything spikes your interest? So yeah, if you don't do that, you're losing the client. It's waste of just putting. Follow-up.
Stay top of mind, right? It sounds like you're keeping the ball moving forward.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
Love it. How about John or Steve? What's a typical day or week look like for you in terms of conversations with your clients, and how many people are you talking to?
I'm talking like 10, 12 people a week.
Okay.
And I'm trying to move them forward, and there's some we're actively writing offers on. I'll be honest, my prospecting isn't the greatest, so you don't want to follow me on that. But it's something I need to work on and kind of focus on, generating more, just more opportunities. But just trying to stay top of mind. I text a lot more than I call. It's a lot easier just to, get stuff out. And a lot of my clients prefer that, but I don't know.
Yeah. There's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah,
No, there is
I'm
no.
curious. I'm curious because I'm sorry. I'm going to cut you off, Steve, but I'm curious because I like what Sharif put together. That's kind of where I'm kind of curious of what your daily routine would look like. Right? I don't know if you mind if I ask that.
Yeah.
The question of the daily routine of, I know Blanca is always in the office, ready to go to show a home, makeup done, dressed. no matter what, she gets a call, she can go right away, right? She's in work mode, right? And I like the way Shriek broke down his day, right? Where, hey, in the morning is, you know what, I'm not prospecting, I'm sending out, nurturing my agents or nurturing my clients, and then, doing my stuff in the afternoon and prospecting or showing. So I'm kind of curious to hear, John, because John, I've seen you in here too. I see you in here. You come down from the mountain from Los Gatos. So again, I want to hear, I'm kind of curious, to see what is your routine?
I get up and, I usually go for a walk in the morning, try to exercise a little bit. Now I'm checking the garden every day because I have shit planted. Go out, play in the dirt a little bit, but no, then I come in. I mean, I kind of do what Street does, I have clients looking in certain areas, looking for stuff that's new on the market that they may not have seen. Send out emails and stuff like that. Afternoons are usually when I try to get my showings done, if they're available during the day. Try not to work too late just because just family stuff. I have some different responsibilities. That'll change when kid goes to college. And so I'm not real good at having a set schedule, and that's something you and I have talked about. I need to get a little better at time blocking and have more of a plan than just what's going to happen in the next week. I need a yearly plan just to time block better and hopefully improve where I'm at.
It's funny because I asked John, like, hey, John, we come up and do the panel. He's like, me? All the time? Yeah, I feel like I am.
No,
I'm like, well, what you're doing is working, right? So, but it's important to see that they describe 3 different routines, right?
I'm totally different.
Right? We're going to hear from Steve right now, but they describe 3 different routines and they're all having success. And so it doesn't have to look like everybody's, but what the common thread though is they're getting stuff done. Just not maybe getting them done in the same order, right? But things are happening, right? They're nurturing their clients, they're talking to people, they have showing time, right? There is some sort of method to the madness, right? Whether John believes it or not, but
and they're always here. You can see all
right?
4 of these agents are always here in the office on a Tuesday, right? And obviously during the week as well. But I think that to me is a big thing, is that you're you guys, and you all live in different areas, but you guys are physically here in the office. To me, that just shows that you're prepared to get after it, prepared to go ahead and go to work.
what does yours look like, Steve? Talk to me. Steve's different.
Yeah, I'm different. I live, breathe, and eat mortgage. So, I mean, what that means is that when I wake up, I'm posting. I'll post something about mortgage or some rates or programs or whatnot. And then throughout the day, I drive an hour and a half, 3 days out of the week, from Los Baños to here, because I'm committed to showing up and being here, being dressed and ready to go. I work out every morning. There's not a day I don't work out. So every day I'm committed to working out, staying healthy. On top of that, I mean, like I said, I'm reaching out to my agents throughout the day, following up, checking in, seeing if they need anything. Do you have any questions? I'm constantly talking with clients, because clients, I don't just give a rate and payment. I strategize. So what that means is that when a client sees a property, they're going to reach out to me immediately. Hey, we want some numbers on this property. Can you toss me this and this? For sure. Yeah, let's do that. And a lot of times I'll show them, look, if you go this route, this is what you can get. Or you can have your agent request for this, I can get you this. But it's not just one suggestion. It's a few, because we want to make sure they have options and what they can do and how to strategize and get that offer accepted. A lot of times people don't realize that it doesn't matter if that property has been listed for 1 day or 50 days. It's how strong can you come with that offer, period. That's all they care about. And then our job, and then on top of it, my job is to follow up with the listing agent, check in with them sometimes and see exactly what we can do to win the offer. So like I said, I truly live, breathe, eat real estate, mortgage. It's just because I love it. My kids are all older. I don't have young kids anymore. My oldest is graduating on the 6th this year. And that'll be the last one. He's going off to San Diego. My other kid's in Boston getting his PhD. and my other daughter's here at West Valley College. So I don't have kids. I have dogs. So I got time. I got time to give, and I try to give it to my clients as much as possible. So yeah, it's a different breed.
Awesome. Okay, last question for you guys. What was your last deal you closed or got a contract? Where did that lead come from? And was there anything in particular that stood out for you, like that made the deal happen? Like, what was the turning point that locked in that deal? Either closed or got in contract?
I have one closing tomorrow. Does that count?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either about to close or
Closing tomorrow. Met him at an open house outline listing in Morgan Hill. That wasn't the right house for him. It's too small. Started talking. They found a place a block over that they like. They're cash buyers, and the home was listed at 135. Day one on the market. We went and looked at it. She fell in love with it, and then her brother got involved. Who bought and sold a ton of homes, and real nice guy. And she's a single mom, so I mean, he's looking out for his sister, and I totally appreciate that, you know. But we're going through the house, and I'm like, there's no open houses yet. If we want to get this before the weekend happens, you know, you're going to have to go at least list price. It was 135. I'm sorry, it was 135. You're going to go at even though it's cash, you're going to have to, you know, go list price. They haven't even really shown the home to anyone yet. And the brother's like, well, we're paying cash, so we should get a discount. I go, it doesn't work like that anymore. You know, we can get loans closed in 14, 15 days. So it's not even you know, you can only close a home in 10 days cash, or maybe a little quicker.
Yeah.
So, you know, but brother convinced her to offer 1.25, 100 grand less. I'm like, we can do it. It's not going to work, you know, and it didn't. And then they had open houses over the weekend, and we kind of kept an eye on it, and went back to the listing agent. I'm like, look, so she'll go to 1.3 cash, you know, non-contingent, 14-day close, 7-day lease back. You know, everything you're asking for we'll give, but only 1.3. You know, we were persistent, and you know, she went to the open house and met the listing agent, so she knows them. And it turns out the listing agent has kids in school with her kids. And I think that all played a little bit into it. But we got it. You know, we ended up getting it instead of just looking for something else. We kind of hung on, and now we're closing tomorrow.
Nice. Nice.
It's a good
It's got to do with 2.5%, but that's okay. Yeah.
I'm curious though, right? You met them at an open house. What do you think? How do you think you secured them from the open house, right? Is there anything in that
You know,
think
when she came in, I thought she was part of a group that came in. I thought she was with this guy that had walked in,
Yeah.
and then they kind of split apart. I was talking to him, and I started talking to her, and she actually had a stroke a couple of years ago, so it's hard for her to talk. She's still kind of going through physical therapy and everything for her speaking in a few things. So at the open house, we really didn't talk that much, just because, you know, it was hard to communicate. But, you know, I followed up that afternoon with a text. You know, it was nice meeting you. We gave any questions. It's like, oh, the home's too small. And I'm like, okay, well, what are you looking for? And we just kind of started going back and forth. Then I met her, and, you know, we went out and looked at the house, and she's like, she told me she had a stroke, and she actually was typing it out because it's much easier for her to type. And this isn't going to happen with everyone, because not everyone has a stroke. But I had a stroke, so we kind of bonded on that, you know, and, you know, we kind of connected on that. And I mean, she's just she's a sweetheart, you know. And, you know, her kids are great, and the brother's really nice and everything. But so, you know, we kind of connected on that. And she was just very grateful. I'm like, quit saying thank you. Everything is thank you. Thank you. I go, no, it's fine. Just, you know, I mean, I didn't connect really well at the open house, but it was communication afterwards, the quick follow up, which I know Rob talks about that a lot, and it was something I never really did. Is like, you follow up, you follow up on Monday, Tuesday. Like I said, by then they're done. They've moved on. So now after open houses, you know, I did a video one. I videoed one. I'll video hey, thanks for stopping by message in the house. But I won't say their names, so it's just kind of generic, and then I text it to everyone that showed up. So they get a video text instead of and then I'm in the house, so hopefully they remember something about the house if they looked at a bunch.
Yeah. That's actually really good. Because these are things train on that not a lot of people have implemented.
Yep.
If you're
I'm
implementing
starting
them,
to, yeah.
then
I mean,
boom,
it's, yeah.
Yeah.
look what happens.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's really, really awesome.
Very
Okay,
good.
let's go down the line real quick. Blanca, last deal you closed or got in contract or about to close?
Last deal that closed was my listing. This one was interesting. I'm gonna try to summarize it because it's pretty lengthy. I met this gentleman through Zillow. It came in through a Zillow lead, seller lead, and I met him a year ago. I was very honest on what the market is doing. It wasn't what he wanted to hear, and didn't sign the listing agreement with me. I kept nurturing him, and then he listed with a friend out of the area, out of like complete area, not even like I think it was like a Nevada realtor or someone completely out of the area, and listed for what he wanted, which I didn't recommend or suggest because it wasn't where the market was at. Fast forward, I'm still keeping in touch with him, and he thinks I don't know he listed, but I'm still keeping in touch with him and talking with him, and I'm very firm on what the market is doing. And then he calls me and he's like, okay, I'm ready to move forward. Come back out and meet with me. And I come back out, meet with him, and still I was just very honest with what the market was doing. Long story short, it was a tough one, but the takeaway is I was very just true to not bluffing and not telling him what he wanted to hear, because I knew that was going to backfire on me if things didn't go the way he wanted them to go. And the end result was successful. We closed, and the best takeaway I have was he was very happy with our professionalism, not only mine, but the team and everybody who held the open house for me as well. All the feedback was excellent. Everybody showed up on time. So not just my reflection, but my whole team reflection made a big deal. Yeah. So that was, at the end of the day, he's happy. He's going to probably buy again, and he's telling me he's going to call me. So it all worked out. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's pretty cool.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I know we're a little bit, let's go real quick, Street, really quick. What's the last deal you closed? Where they come from? Anything that stood out that made you secure that?
The last one we closed again, the Flex, I met like almost like 18 months back.
18 months.
Yeah.
18 months
We were
ago.
closing like, we closed last week. So I met them, I showed them properties. We did a consultation with Steve, and at the time they already own a home and they're trying to take a HELOC out of it. And at that time the market was crazy in Fremont. We were writing, but like houses were going like 500K over asking. So yeah, we took a pause. Then again, we did one more round of Pleasanton, the same thing. If the market was crazy, we couldn't get one. But the only thing what constantly I was doing was I was in constant touch in every month to talk with them and see where the market is going and all the stuff. This time, again, we found a property in Fremont, but they were ready with the Steve. They did all the, pre-approval thing, and it's a fixer-upper. It was like a little bit difficult because the listing agent was a very tough job.
Yeah.
But long story short, we closed. We had some issues. We asked for the extension, and luckily they gave us the extension, but we closed it. It was mostly a constant follow-up and providing the value. And yeah, when you go for the appointment, like, be prepared.
Yeah.
So I know when it was a fixer, what I did was when they asked me to show it, I was like, okay, let me take the contractor right now because it's a Fremont. They have only 1 week open house. Sorry, 1 weekend open house, and next Tuesday is offer due date. It's waste of time. I go and you go and walk. Let me get the contractor.
Yeah.
When I booked the appointment, I took the contractor also.
Good.
Wow.
So I told him like, hey, we are writing 200K over ask. Now you ask him what are the questions you have. Get your quote in these 2 days. If last minute we have to go over ask, we have to go.
Nice.
So yeah, we closed it because he has all the numbers ready with the contractor. We went over asking and we got it.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, let's go. 18 months, right? Nurturing. Good stuff. All right, Steve, last one, and we're gonna wrap it up. What's your last deal you closed, or deal you're working on, and where'd it come from, and then anything that stood out that made you help you secure that deal?
Well, he was one of the last deals I closed, and I had another one as well. I think both of them, it was all consistently always being there for them. Being top of mind. And a lot of it was like in his situation, we had to get a HELOC on top of close the purchase at the same time. So it was definitely fun. And then on top of it, the client was lagged on a lot of stuff. So it was constant emails, text messages, calls. I think I spent more time calling that one client than I do any other client. But like I said, it got done. They got their home. They got everything they needed. And my other one was another challenge because I ended up having to use the parents as a non-occupant co-borrower for a son.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about it is that the parents have been non-occupant co-borrowers for all three of their kids. So they bought 3 houses, all as non-occupant co-borrowers for them. The reason I mention that is don't ever think just because he's a non-occupant co-borrower for one person doesn't mean he can't do it for some.
Wow.
Nice.
So the reason I wanted to just throw that out.
So you have to get creative on both of the deals to make them happen. Yeah.
Always, yeah, strategize, creative, just really put it out there. I'm that type of person that if I can't do the deal, no one can. That's just how it goes. But
Yeah.
so both of them I had to get a little creative and make it happen. So
Awesome. Good stuff, guys. I know we're up on time. I appreciate you guys being patient. Let's give it up for these guys, guys. Let's give it a round of can I add something? Yeah. So this deal, what I would ask every agent is like, hey, when clients are doing this multiple, like you're taking out the credit and you're doing the, loan process, right? There are so many moving parts. I would suggest you guys first get in call with the Steve, understand the process, because client don't call Steve 10 times. He will call you 100 times. Hey, what's the next step? What's the next step? You say, I don't know. It's like so much damage you're doing for yourself. Yeah. So if you don't know, who the hell I have to go to? So like I would say, when a lot of parts are moving, talk to the lender before you jump in a call with the agent. First, you understand the process. Yeah. So that you just don't come saying that I don't know. Yeah. So that's why Steve really helped me. I said, like, Steve, you tell me the process. Yeah. So because of my client keeps calling me, at least I'm in the loop and I can explain in the way how he understands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't need to know everything, but at least a good basic.
Yeah. Good basic. Yeah. Good basic.
I usually tell people I know enough to get in trouble, and then I answer what I know, and then refer them to the lender.
Yeah.
There you go.
Same.
And that's the best way.
Yeah.
Let us make sure we'll handle it. Now, a lot of times, sometimes we have to it's a group collaborative type of text or email. So that way you guys are involved and you guys know exactly what is truly going on or what's the delay.
Yeah.
So you guys don't think it's just, we don't want to get it done because that's never the case. Trust me. A lot of times it's just, there's lag and some clients will lag and it's okay. That's who they are. Our job is to make them feel good about it.
Yeah.
But still get it closed.
Let's go. Well, good stuff, guys. Was this valuable for you guys? Those of you guys watching at home, was it valuable? I got a lot of takeaways.
Yep.
It's cool to see.
Yes.
We got 4 different agents who are all doing well in their own jobs, but a lot of similarities and then a lot of differences at the same time, right? From how they run their business and their schedules. But the common thread is they're all committed. They're all getting after it. They all know when to push when those clients are there. And they're consistent. I think that's the bottom line, right? It's consistency. It doesn't have to look the same, but you need to make sure you're getting stuff done and chipping away day after day, right? So one more round of applause for these guys. You got all leaders too. You guys need help, right? In the office. I know you can come to any of them if you want to collaborate on deals, anything like that. They're more than welcome to help you close some deals, right? Let's go. All right, guys. That's all we got today. Those of you guys at home, thank you so much. We'll see you.